Yeah. So yesterday we tried to expose a service, or we tried to produce a service. So few things we tried it is from the Postman we tried, and we were unable to fetch the service, right? And but of course we were able to achieve a method writing an using HTTP GET and writing a simple method which sends all the customers information. So based on the restaurant ID or restaurant number, whatever you give it. So the GET request was basically to send the request number, and based on that restaurant number, so we are sending all the customers info. Maybe for this one restaurant, if 1,000 customers are there, we're sending all these 1,000 people. Maybe that would be a different use case for the company. So on a restaurant, how many customers that we wanted to get to know? Either you're giving a count or you're saying that this is a customer information, all that you have to process with. But I'm saying that this is an exposing a service. Someone has to consume this. Someone has to consume the service, right? So I'm exposing it. Someone has to consume, and then those use cases also you have to see it. So earlier we seen that is something that we consume. So we trying to hit someone's API, and then there's endpoint. What method? So do they have any APIs? So this itself is indicates username and a password. Could be credential has been tied up to this, like it's like an access token. So this is authorizing us to connect to the API system where we consume a service from the zip code APIs uh, service which has been exposed by zip code API. Now in this case, we are trying to consume. I mean, we are trying to expose a service where someone can invoke our service or someone can consume our service. So by doing that, what we do is we need to have the first line at the rate resource URL mapping where you need to give what is the base URL you have to want to give it. The base URL will be Salesforce URL where they're trying to connect, and along with that, what the service URL that you wanted to give. Let's say it's a restaurant request or you are making service restaurant. You can name them different whatever the way you wanted it, and you can also keep versioning for them also version 1 version 2 something. It depends on you. Okay, but that way few methods we have. How do we invoke? So all this we seen. Yeah, few we're gonna see a little more today on the same context. Now if someone says that I'm accessing from a postman, how do I invoke your service? So let's get that first point. First thing is you have to get an access token. To get an access token, in the past, what it is, we just went on to a let's see, yeah, we just went on to a barrel token. No, we went to the OAuth 2.0, and in OAuth 2.0, we tried to configure the password credentials, train tracer, and password all secrets. We have tried to pass it, but this service didn't work. The moment I sent it the send request, so it didn't work. It says session is always invalid. Then when it says is unauthorized, if I see here. So then what I did is I tried to first get the access token directly getting the what is the service. So what I do is the first thing is I did is the first thing I did is to get the access token I have sent this directly. You can use this service directly also. Um, yeah, the token name invoke customers all we are using it, right? So what I did is from workbench we also tested it out. Now these are the results we got it. These were the results yesterday test round, and from Postman to get the access token. So this is what which you have to enter. Now what this has is it has grant type. So basically you're trying to get the OAuth token. Um, so type grant type is password and the client ID is this, and then we have a client secret is this. So we're just directly passing to the URL. Username is this, and the trading password along with the your secret token has been appended to this. What happens while sending to this? We get an access token. So you can see them now. I just paste automatically. These are all things that automatically matches. So we need not to worry about any of this. We just paste this into the post, and method should be post basically. Method is post. So the moment you try to implement the post, you're trying to send it out. So it gets the new access token for us. Look at this. It's a new access token. So this access token is called as access or bearer token. So the moment you hit it, we get access token of type bearer. Now this is the access token, something like how you had API key, how you had API key in the past to hit a service. Just getting it just like that only, but we are just getting an access token only for limited stuff. Maybe the token is valid for 1 hour. They are they are valid for an hour. Depends on the org settings which is there. So the token would be as for 24 hours, 1 hour, 10 hours, whatever it is. So in our configuration, we see we can do this. Or if it's a standard Salesforce things, we can just go it out how the access tokens are valid. However, this access token is valid for only for a few hours. That is for sure. So look at this. From a postman, you're sending this and sending method this. You get the access token. You can copy this. Now with the help of this token, you have to invoke a service. With the help of access token, because you got the gate pass. Now you have to get inside and then you have to access the service. With the help of access token, we can invoke the or consume the service. See, the whole things that we're trying to do is from the postman, we're getting the access token. This for whom? For the consumers. For the assume these are consumers are doing it. Now postman when I say is a third party guy. He's not a Salesforce native application guy. So from there, someone is trying to connect to my org if I say, then I need to follow a few things. So in the URL, you have to put this method, you have to put this, we get the access token. With the help of the access token, we have to hit a service. Now, to help, no, with the help of the access token, I'm just saying this overall in a postman, not in a separate, what is it? This overall, which I'm talking is about the postman. How do you hit a token, and with the token, how do you invoke a service without writing any single code? So we're just testing the service from postman to get the access token for the consumers and test the service. Yeah, you're trying to test the service, which is there. So our intention is we don't write any code, and before this, want to say that okay, your logic is working fine, endpoint is working fine, and results we're getting fine. So what is the request? Okay, we shared that request, we hit that. Okay, we got the response rightly, perfect. So that's how we have to authenticate the service of working up and running. So because you have to notify to the exposers who are there or producers if something goes wrong. So that's the reason we have this all this external tool to test the service. Now, how do you invoke a service? So ideally we know that they are get method. Ideally we know they are the get method. So let's come here. So in a part of a get method again. So you should have a new tab for this. Um, so the moment you click on plus, the moment you click on the plus, it takes a new tab. Click on new tab, and so it's a enforcement for testing. So far you are able to get the access token. Now actual service, if you want to do it, okay, in the URL, you have to paste this. So this is the base URL which you have now till here. Apex REST is the base URL. Restaurant service is the same thing that in URL mapping you have written it. Correct, right? Let's go to our Apex class and see. This is the one I close it off. Yeah, these are we have. So the last one I just tried to investigate, taking 1.5 hours for me because a lot of things got changed. So now I have two systems. Essentially is a different login org, and I have a McDonald's. So this is also Salesforce org. It could be Salesforce or any third party guy. So I'm trying to do it from Postman, even those are they are third party to me. So they are trying to connect to my these things, McDonald's. The same way, if essentially some other org, and they also trying to connect to our org. Okay, it could be Salesforce to Salesforce or non-Salesforce to Salesforce also. Okay, so this is the restaurant we have, and the look at this REST resource URL mapping restaurant service, and only we have get methods so far implemented. So now this is a restaurant service, and that's the reason we have this URL here. And of course, we need to pass the restaurant number so that it takes out. And until here, it's a base URL, guys. So for sure, we have to use the services and Apex REST. Look at here. So we are also using same thing. The base URL is still here, and then using the service that which has been exposed, and then slash the restaurant number we're passing it. So this is in the URL that you're gonna paste it. Now, what is a method? This is so method is get method. It is. So this method is get method, and so what I'm gonna do it. So using this access token now, we have to hit the service. So I would say use the and hit the service. Now to use this access token, how do we using it? Let's see that. I think this is the latest one. I think yeah. So you have to go to authorization. So you don't do anything here. Params, we don't do anything here. Headers, we just simply go here. So this all above all automatically been pulled up. You need not to worry about them. Simply you need to type authorization here. And bear is equal to this you have to type. What you have to do is in header section, first point one is in header section, add a key as authorization and value as. So you have to type explicitly bearer space and then you have to paste this access token. So this you have to do it in the header section. In the header section at the last authorization, you have to type this authorization and then again you have to type here bearer space and then the whole access token you have to paste is there. So that way you need not worry about now authentication. So this they have taken care. Now all together is you have to simply go hit the service. So this is a new token which I have been pasting it here. And now, so if I pass this restaurant number, so you are trying to give me the results of them. Look at this. I got the results now. So it says 200 is okay, and then we got this. Now, yesterday while testing out overall, so what is the issue which I saw is I just went onto the settings and simply we have to uh, follow authorization header. So this is one which I just clicked on. But doing this, I got the results. If I don't do this, look at this, what happens. See, session expire, invalid session ID. This is how I'm getting it. I was so confused here why this has been getting in. Everything has been going on. So then somewhere, some article someone posted saying that if you follow this authorization header, you would get the results. Look at this. So one simple change which got. I spent more than half an hour to this to check on if each and every connection is right and why this has to be. And there's a postman which they are saying that so they have to enable this follow authorization header. Because I was trying from the code, it is all working, but why not here? So that was a question for me. So then I saw follow authorization header near setting. So I have to turn this on. And then you can see the service being invoked to us. So any questions, guys? So we are able to get the access token with the help of access tokens. I were able to invoke the right service which we built it. So people like third party they're consuming this and they're getting these results. Now with the help of these results, they have to either they are trying to do update onto their system or they are trying to view in the UI. So whatever they wanted it to. So customer informations we are passing to you. So that means with one McDonald's system, another McDonald's system only they can access. So if a third party is accessing, so why you're exposing data to third party? So then it's a GDPR data. It's I mean global data privacy policy will come in picture. So how do we share the customer information should be very privacy enough. And this is what the name suggests. We're saying that hey, you just give me the customer, I'll share the customer's numbers too, customer details too.
So what authorizations we have given here for this one?
Which one? Only this one.
What authorization? No, no, no.
Authorization access token. So this we are given. Authorization is bearer token. This is
Where- Okay.
even in the post we get it as access token as this, and the type here somewhere they say is bearer. See token type is bearer. So that is the reason we're able to use this. See grant type using password, client ID, client secret, username and a password. Done. So with the help of these, actually it is all going in the params type. So do not worry. Ampersand you see here. So this is all going like a params, and we are getting a service. So that is trying to get the token first.
So
Firstly, we have
where you got this post URL?
mhm,
You built it or
this one.
yeah?
Yeah, I mean, you can. This is the base URL which we have, and then you can
Okay.
type grant type, and you can say password. Client ID you can type this. Client secret you can type this. This is all something that you are trying to pass the params.
Okay.
So when you do this, so their URL is OAuth2 and token. That is if no, that's the base URL we have to have it. So actually, what we have is, I think I suspect, I don't know, it's authorized token. Here
So
also you
first
want,
we need to get that key, and then we need to do the next step, right?
yeah.
Okay.
I'm just going back to the old code which we did. Authorize token. See this guy still with. If you directly go to you say that OAuth and then give me the token. So, so they didn't give it. So the
Oh,
basic thing is, but I wanted to configure it separately and I get it. It's not working out. So that's the reason I just altogether I moved on to the sorry for this. Thank
post.
you.
Okay. Did the post? I mean, handshake and got it, and then you're
So
trying to
this
get
is the right
the
way actually. So do a post. I think this is your the base URL which is having token here says, and with along with all the parameters you pass, you get the token here. So with
okay.
the help of the token only, we can invoke the right service because
Right,
your
sir.
handshake is
Yeah.
handshake happen.
Yeah.
Now you have to connect to the right service.
Okay.
So now what I have did is, okay, here this is already an exposed guy. We don't work anything here now. Like Postman, you should have some other third party or they will try to connect to your system. Correct, right?
Yeah.
So like you can write a code on your org also. So what are the key steps I'll tell you. So how do you write this, invoke this service, right service to your org again? See what did we do is we trusted from the postman. Postman is trying to consume. So this service they have to get access token, and so they have to use this, and then you have to use this URL. Okay, use the access token, hit the service. In intersection, you do this and send it, right? Yeah, send. Then click on send. Okay, okay. Before doing this, click on send. So I want to say that the second point in settings, very important as of now. Follow the authorization header or something like which is needs to be turned on. So this is how you test it from the postman. So I was able to show you guys with the with the postman how to get a service, how do you got the results, all we seen. And the fourth, see the results. See the results downside. Yeah. So in the body results, you can see them. This is body basically it says response dot get body something. So you're seeing the results in the body. So any questions here?
No, can you post this somewhere so that I can test it on with my.
Yeah, yeah, of course I'm gonna do this. So before ending this class, I'm gonna give a service back to you. Uploading this sheet.
Okay.
I mean, in front of you guys and you do talk. I'm not getting a time after this to to upload something. Some because I was last night till 1 a.m. I was researching on this, why it's not working. Okay, I think we are good here. So now, programmatically, how do we invoke this and then instantly we hit the service? So for just wire through from a point click service test. So via Postman or from Postman, whatever it is. So it's a point click service test we did now. So you're going to do a programmatic testing or you are some testing which you are trying to invoke directly. Okay, it's now programmatic is basically code. So testing via your SFR or different system. It could be PHP, it could be .NET, or it could be Java, any of the systems. I'm saying. So, so we share you the information. It's all about you have to test it on your own dependent systems which you are trying to build on. Because any systems you talk, URL, access token, and then what types that we're sending it. These are all the important things. Now let's do through programmatic. So while doing the programmatic, the first thing is we have to invoke the access token because without an access token we cannot hit the service, right? Even the postman we try to hit the first the access token. Post we get access token only we try to able to get the service. Same here also. First thing is what you have to do is invoke the access token uh, by hitting the SF but in the SF endpoint. So for access token only they have a service. Actually it considered two services. To make an uncheck service, one service call, one call out. And again to implement the actual service, it's another call out. So to invoke the service, you need to do a two call outs. First handshake should happen. Every time handshake should happen. And the next only I'll try to give you the results. So that is again one more call out it has become. So invoke the access token, hitting the endpoint. So this considers to be a call out. Suppose you consume a service, even they consider to be call out. Okay, now we got the access token and checking this with the help of access token. Try to hit this service. So now let's do a quick recap on, sorry, a quick test it on all your systems. Let's say we can connect to Kumar systems, we can try to hit, and we can connect to your system Uti, and we can from there we can edit it and see the results how it is when you're flowing it in your system. So I would do you something like we have to follow some few things. This is something like we are doing is testing on pseudocode. How the service which has been there in McDonald's. So you guys are trying to access from your outside the system. Actually, we are trying to access from outside the systems. So let's test it out that. So via programmatically, if you want to do it, I said that first you have to invoke the token. So who wants to go first? So log into your org. So we'll do a quick test. So you have to share a screen and we see what went wrong and what are the things you have to use it. Because at least once you try to invoke the service, only then you'll have a confident onto it. So by that way, so so let's do first who want to go?
I can do it.
Okay, so sure. So first log into your personal log.
Yeah, I'm already logged into personal.
Okay, now what I want to do is so what did I do in my systems? So I logged into incognito so that it shouldn't have an impact. Because sometimes session is also become big issues. You know, one more crazy issue on last night when I'm working is one side is the postman is not working, the other side is so this guy who is Salesforce, we will try to invoke a service. So they say me move temporarily out, and the status code is 302. Yeah, I don't know whether if you use the service you would get it. I don't know. So this is the point which you are getting it. So I had got the access token, and then I was hitting the endpoint URL, and I should get the data. But while invoking data, it is trying to give me different things. Move temporarily, status code is 302. And then again, I found some workaround for this. So then we got the data. So finally, we got the data here. So now, is it in this system only, or in every system is like that? So then we'll follow some paradigm. So let's come here. So I try to write a class. So the class name, I mean, specifically to get an access token. So file open. So this is essentially so the previous batch which I was taken is using this. So anywhere did I move saying that? Yeah. Send account using the REST API. So we are trying to do password, post, access token. Okay, so this is a class that you have to copy and paste it for sure. So this is something that where you're trying to take a, or whether we are trying to do give a client ID, client secret, username, and a password. All this we need to have. So with this, we're trying to send to an URL request body, and we're trying to get the via through post method, same endpoint URL. You are trying to get the access token. See here, this is a basic and one of the. I was saying the inner classes, right? So this is inner class example. So we call as inner class or we call them as wrapper class. So this is a good example. So what we're trying to do is we are trying to get a response here. So using the response, what we're trying to do is we want to deserialize this JSON and then wanted to get only the access token. Getting? I want to get the ID and access token. So we do this way. Why? Because response.get body, which is holding this type. Mm, See here in the post. So if you get this big type, what we do is you get token type, issued, signature, you get access token, instance URL, you get this. I want to get specifically access token, and then based on the next, I want to get this value. Of course, you can write a JSON parser and go find the token is equal to access token and get the next token is this one. So that is one way of finding it. Now this is another way of finding or parsing into the deep results and then getting them the right access token. So what you have to do is you have to have a wrapper class like this. So wrapper class, you are trying to store ID and access token here. Now at the moment, look at this. So we are deserializing the response. So that's a class actually. So this is a method that we have for a JSON to deserialize the value. So this whole result comes and sits here. So now this particular response to access token, if I say, so I'm just sending the right results of this. You're getting response to access token. If I say, I'll get the value of this. So this is a two line here, and you're writing a simple wrapper class. This class is like helper class, which is holding the data of the incoming response. So unless in the previous statement we are using it, a wrap, what to say, JSON parser. So we are passing each and every next line. Every next token we're passing there. So this is now something like you just go to the class. So what are the ID that you wanted it? You can store them here. I have only ID and access token. So still you can have signature. What is the grant type that we got it? What is a token type we got it? All this also we can have it. That's getting. So out of all these fields, I stored only two fields. It's our wish what to store with there. So for this overall important thing is two things we find. So one is ID, another one is this. So any questions here? Same thing in Postman. What we did is we passed it here. So this credentials and so I wanted to get the access token. I need not write the whole bunch of code again and again. So this should be reusable. Just call simply class name dot method name. You should be good enough to work with. So that's the reason I just given this. And I don't know whether you have to use this statement or not. So what if I do static? Yeah. So let me try this test. Okay. What is this? Oh, when it's static, even they also should be static. Because non-static cannot be referenced in static methods. Because getting so I've changed this method to a static method. So these are non-static variables. How can you use this non-static variable in a static method? So that cannot work. So we think we're good now. So I'll send out this class in our chat. So just see this. We can log into the systems or not. I mean, you can just check this. So send a class till JSON response request body. I think few lines messed up. Till the response we are getting it. So I would send this first set of line. So Kumar and Murthy, you can copy this data as of now. So this particular Apex class we're using only for to hit my service. So the next after that I'll send another line. Okay. So then the last line is this. We still where we got it. And the last line is this. Is we're able to copy these lines. Basically, you have to create a test class. Sorry, test. We have to create an Apex class name. Send account using REST API.
Yeah, I'm doing that. Just
Okay, so you can have your own name. So it's not like mentally you need to have this name. I think in 2 minutes it's gonna restart this session. So Just confirm me whether the class has been done creation.
1 second.
Yeah. So Kumar, you are also doing this?
I'm trying, Raj.
Okay.
Yeah, I created that class.
Perfect.
Next.
Okay. So you have this class now. So let's try to go to your dev console and copy the and I mean you try to run the snippet. So I've made it a static method now. So you need not to give anything like this now. So class name dot method name, and the moment you do this, you should get the access token. And if the access token is not null, see what you're trying to do is you are trying to call this method, and that is trying to generate the token and assign to you. If the token is not null, see the same way authorization barrier is sending it. So same like how you did in Postman, the same way it is. So endpoint, so request you're sending it, get method endpoint, a response dot request. So now what I wanted is what the fix that I did is for status code. I don't want to do this. So let's see what is working in your org. Let's see then. So the moment I paste this, I think in a minute you can rejoin again. So quickly I'll paste in chat. Take this out. So I've pasted you guys. You take from the chat. So that is you have to run in your developer console.
Okay.
Okay. So the moment I join, I'll ask you to share the screen and I'll record it. So it's a recording here. So started. And then I'm going to participants and then making you as host. Okay. So Kumar already came in. Let me admit him and then yeah. So for Kumar, I'm just making Murthy as host and so we'll see his screen how it works. Yeah, Murthy, you can share the screen now and we'll see the test service there.
Okay. You can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
So
So highlight this no what to say access to from send account using REST API. Do one thing. So um, the line number you can comment it out. Well, I'll tell you. So come down to 24 after line number 24 after. So there's a while statement, right? So from there to so the close braces you comment it out. That is from line number 25 to 28. 25 to 28. Yeah. So this that is the workaround for the temporary mode status code. Yeah. Now just if you try to hit the service, see what happens. So what are the things that we get an error? We'll see. Now first thing is it says unauthorized. You have to go to remote site settings. Look at this. They only saying it to us.
okay.
So first thing is what? If you hit again and they will show you. Go ahead and hit it again. So what they're asking you can get to know. See?
Setup security remote set. I didn't set
And
up that, right?
see, look at this endpoint also they're saying. So you can copy this token. I mean the endpoint. You can go to the remote site settings and you can paste this URL. So they will take the base URL.
Okay.
So go to setup.
Where is my this is killing me. Okay. All remote site setup. I need to add. Can't you there?
Oh, sorry, I was in it. So go click on the new remote site. There's a button. There's a button called as new remote site button. Yeah, click on them and give the name as some name, random name you can give it. Just a access token something. Because firstly we are focusing on ticket access token. That endpoint has been firing. So this is access token URL. You just save this. It'll take the base URL. See, look at this. login.salesforce.com is a base URL.
Okay.
Okay, so now it's fine. Now hit again the same service. It's gonna ask you again. Go to the dev console. Control E. Yeah. Oh,
I think I lost it.
Yeah, I think you have to go to Control Tab. You have to do it because if you refresh this, the whole thing will go again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What you do is
Can you paste?
you don't have that now.
I
Okay.
think I lost it.
Okay, no problem. I'll just send it out. Okay, I myself will come on that line and send it to you because we want to test what is going on there. So for that purpose, the same chat when I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I send it out there.
Yeah.
So that while statement have commented it out, so you can just simply execute them. So do one thing, put them into Notepad. Yeah. Yeah, perfect. So now in this case, we are not trying to hit a access token, but default we are getting manually. We're not doing it. Is everything is now automated? See, because there's a two service, right? First is you have to taken the access token. The second service we have on, you're actually hitting the McDonald's API. So you need to give the other endpoint. So go click on again on remote site settings. So try to create new. So you say some service.
Entire or just until?
No, you paste it. It'll take only the base URL.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So you can see the base URL being pasted there. Yeah. Now come back to our dev console. Now try to execute this. Cool, got executed. So let's see the debug there. Click on them. So uncheck that. Now scroll down. Let's see what is wrong. Scroll down. So password it. See method is going as null. Okay, come down. So post. So this post is something is working. So you're getting access to first. This is auth act token, right? So this service is working. So come down, scroll down. So next is scroll down. So via through this we got the access token now. So from access token we have parsed the access token and we got assigned here. Okay, come down. So you are hitting now another endpoint. So come down. So that is the method and it's a get method. So it says see this move temporarily the status code 302. Now you can uncomment that line and then you can test it out because these guys are giving a service as 302. Yeah, control E do it. So you should get it. Control plus E. Yeah. So now comment the remove that while yeah. So what we're trying to do is if you get the status code as 302, so we are redirecting your location and again we're sending the request.
Okay.
Now doing this, hit again. What it says unauthorized endpoint again.
Again, we saved it, right? Didn't save?
Okay, now I think it is different because we are doing redirecting there. Good new do a new remote section because the code which is written is a redirection there. Can you do one thing?
Oh,
Can you do one thing? See, hold on. So McDonald's dev dot two dot dev. Can you have this as your original URL? Can you have this as original URL? Copy this. Copy this. So HTTP dev ed lightning dot for something we have no. So we have to change them to. I'm gonna paste this. Save it. Save it. So now I got it. So you should have this base URL. Copy this base URL. I got it now. Copy this base URL.
yeah.
Control E.
Okay.
And look at the line number 17. So you replace this base URL to that. Till.com. Go till.com and replace that URL base URL to here. Yeah, spaced it out. So can you see the slash is only one time it repeated? Single quote here. Okay, perfect. So McDonald's true.dev .ed. It's a dev edition. my.salesforce.com. Perfect. So by doing this way, I think the while statement you can comment it again.
Okay.
Can you comment the while statement? But why? Because so your URL was different. So we redirected back to again a Salesforce URL because it was
Oh,
having
got
lighting
it.
in that. Yeah. So let's try this. We'll see. When by doing this, we don't require that redirection at all. See, unnecessarily it will make two callouts here. First you're sending, and again for redirection, again one more time you're sending it. So that's a not good idea. So let's see if this works. So go to the log and check and click on debug. So we got the results directly here. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
So this worked out. So the thing is we have an endpoint to it, right? So that is an issue there.
Okay.
So in the Postman also, when you wanted to give it, so instead of lightning.force.com, so if you use dev-ed dev edition dot mysalesforce.com if you use, so then I think we don't require any such redirection.
Okay.
Perfect. It was working now, so you got the results. So now you getting these results, you have to do some activity. So this will also do something in. So later on when we head to the our lightning component, we'll see with the help of the service how do we portrait or display in the UI.
Okay.
So you got the results. Now with the help of these results, you wanted to do some update activity in Salesforce of your or yes you can do it. So you got the data here. So you can parse all these records like how we have a wrapper, right? Inner wrapper. So you can
Mm-hmm.
split this all this record. You can have a bunch of list of records. You can create a records in your Salesforce.
With the
So I
same, yeah.
yeah I'm creating thousands of records. So you can just invoke the service that will give thousands of records. You can update record in your system. So you're getting.
Okay.
So this is
Yeah, yeah.
something that you're trying to get the records which is have been hosting and you're getting them. So you just pass in the restaurant number. I will give all the customers to you. So you can
Oh,
also
okay.
get the limit also. You can write a batch class also to pull all these records if it is more than 1,000 or some millions. And this service can go into the entirely into a batch. So they are scheduled and running. So you hit every time to our Salesforce systems. We send the data and we send the data. You can take in one bunch and you're parsing them properly and you're trying to store them in your sales system. So this also can be done. So the moment you got a data, how do you progress and then update your system? That is all. So we have to take care about it. Okay.
Okay.
So I think we're good here. So Kumar, you are there.
Yes, Raj.
So would you want to test it now?
Yeah, we can try.
Yeah, perfect. So uh, Murthy, can you make Kumar as a host?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So who have configured the Postman now?
I configured the, I created, I didn't do anything, but I just created the Postman. That's it.
Okay.
I need to
So
configure.
so nothing to configure there. Just like you have to install it and then simply go to get method and or to the URLs we have to fetch them. So we should see our results is working or not. Okay. Anyway,
Okay.
so you made as host. I think you can stop sharing. So Kumar, can you share the screen?
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen.
So this is your personal log, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. I think you have to configure the two things. Did you create the class firstly? So in the developer console.
We have that in the chat.
So yeah. So Kumar, did you copy the class or shall I send it again?
Uh, 1 minute.
I think we can't see your screen. Maybe only one screen missing. So you have shared multiple.
Yeah, wait. Yeah. Can you send that again?
Okay.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. No, it's not in the chat. I
No,
see
no
only
problem.
one.
I'll send the class again. It's simple. I mean, so I think you have to go create a class called as I can send the class name. So first I'm sending the class. You just copy the class first and then so in a chat window, I've just copied the class name where you want to send the REST API.
Can't I think?
So okay, that is done. So then next is your access token base URL would be here only it is in the same class it is. So login.salesforce.com to OAuth 2.0. So that's a base class. So from that it will take automatically the base URL. So that again I'm pasting here. So you can directly copy the token and then you can paste it here. Yeah, I mean close it. Yeah, yeah, save it. So now it should take the base URL. Yeah, perfect. So I think one more remote settings you have to create. So do it right away. So this is the service. So for the service, I think I have sent chat so you can see them. So just before the service, I mean this message, we have sent it right. So in the chat, you should have it.
Yeah.
Murthy, can you send that the last the access token that we've given because we want to replace that
Which one?
for the service we replaced it right. So instead of lightning.com, lightningforce.com. So we
Oh, okay.
replaced.
Sure.
I think hold on, Kumar. So edit this again because we don't want to use this dev slash ed lightningforce.com. So we want to use dev slash ed sorry hyphen ed dot mysalesforce.com. So that is a proper URL where there that doesn't require any redirection. But in this case, Lightning Force is taking a redirection.
Yeah, 1 second.
Yeah.
Where is chat? Got it?
Yeah. So you have to create this.
So go to Dev Console, Control E. So copy paste the snippet that which we put into chat. I mean where you have to invoke a service.
This one, right? The REST API.
Yeah. So yeah, we're good there. Hold on. Scroll up. No, not this one. So in the chat window, you don't have this. So go to the chat window first. I mean scroll up to above. So you should see. So where we're trying to invoke the service now. It's not like we are using the access token. So delete this off. In the chat window, you see it.
The McDonald's one, right?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, this is awesome. Yeah. So what is the class name that you created? Did you create a class called as send account using
No.
REST API? Okay, create the class. So copy the send account REST API. Yeah, copy and go to file and create a new class. Yeah. So now copy the go to your let's see, chat window and we have sent a class there. Send the account using REST API. So that class whole thing you have to paste it here. No, no, not this command. So you have to copy the send account REST API, the class Apex class which we sent, not this one.
This one, the public class.
Yeah, you can replace them. Anyway, you created the send account using HTTP. The whole thing you can replace it. So go to the chat window. So copy the REST send account using REST API, so the class, and again the simple snippet which I sent again. At the last HTTP it covers even then overall the class you try to paste it out. So you do Control A and then you replace it off. Perfect. Send account, come down. So yeah, I think it got perfect. Okay, perfect. You can save this now. Control S, Control S. Yeah. Now use that Control E and try to hit the McDonald's service. Yeah, already we are there. Okay. Hold on. So this is hold on. So I think your endpoint is having lightning.com. So it will say that. So this is not there. Dev-ed. So lightning. So line number 4, I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
Lightningforce.com. It should be changed to my.salesforce.com. So remove that lightning. There's a keyword called ed lightning. Yeah, remove that. So say that my.salesforce.com. So remove the dot and force also. Yeah, yeah, perfect. Yeah, now you can exit the service. Perfect. Can you open this log? The log. Yeah. So down there is the line, the log success read and ready. I can open them. So you can keep scrolling them down, or you can put a debug. Yeah, we got the results. So then I think in the Postman also, if I instead of giving this lightning or stuff, if I directly use this my.salesforce.com, so there won't be a redirection. Since we directly copied the base URL of Salesforce, it was having lightning, but actually it is my.salesforce.com. Okay, I think your service all worked both two of you. So you're able to hit a service, you're able to get from a different org data. This is all coming from a different org, right?
yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So can you make me host? Come on. All right. So let me share the screen. Okay. Instead of having this all these circuits, I think we can have. Okay, perfect. Same, I think I have to follow in the Postman either. So where I'm trying to get request. So I'm gonna do the settings. For authorization header, I'm gonna turn off. Still, will I be able to get it? Yes. It's all because of I think the redirection which is happening. So I need to make them to be a proper set now. So there's another point that we figured out. So if you use a different URL here, so redirection would happen to get back to the right record. So it happens, what happens? How do you say the redirection happens? Always you say You just go to the McDonald's record. So let's open this. This is the record, right? So I'm gonna take everything here and only put this ID. I'll put only this ID. So URL and ID. If I do this, look at this. Is automatically redirects to the respective and change to the respective URL. Say it made as classic and then account, and then finally it changes to okay, account and web. Look at this. This type of redirection happens, right? Where our third-party systems, when you try to hit, so it doesn't know about it. It's getting, it doesn't know about it. So here automatically you put after this .com / you put an ID, so it redirected the URL, and then it showed you. So if you do the same in Postman, so for the redirection they can't do it. So they're saying that hey boss, I am unable to get into there, so I won't get into the respective URL results. So then only I know I do a follow authorization header. So what I'm trying to do is we have to return the authorization header unless and until it redirect happens to the different host name. So then I turned on this where I want to retain the header section. So let the host name keep changing. We don't care. We want the authorization should be same. Authorization holds the access token. So since this was turned off, it has an issue. Why? Because it has a different URL. So going to that and again coming at landing to this particular URL, so redirection happens. So they are losing the authorization. I think this is a better based one now we have. We will try to replace this.
So if you default put that checkbox enabled also, it should not be an issue, right?
No, there's no issues. I'm saying that without this, without
So
you're
that,
trying
yeah,
to. Anyway, it turned on also no issues. Look at this. I
no
did the
issue.
service. Basically, it's like saying that when your host name is having redirections, we don't care, but still we wanted to retain the authorization. So that is the meaning of this.
Yeah, yeah.
Because when we move altogether to the new host name, we are losing the authorization, the token which we want we had in our RAM, and that's the reason it says invalid token or session it is expired. Okay, so I think here, so I would say no redirection required. So in this case, where you have base URL is my.salesforce.com, so you need not require anything of this base URL. So I mean, no redirection required in this particular URL. Same service only, but I just copied this base URL from the UI, so that's an issue. So actual thing is this is the one. So that's the reason which has a two times we have to get redirected there. So then we need not write such logic here. If you found again redirect they give once more. So the pain of this is it's costing one call out here, and you're trying to send again, resend again. So again, this is calling and now one more call out. So that's not a good practice. So to invoke a service three times I'm running uselessly, this is running again. If your URL was right enough, so I don't have require any redirection. And again, I did not read this same request again. So to avoid this, we have been taken off. So make sure that the Salesforce endpoint is perfect. So this is something that snippet to hit the uh, McDonald's or basically McDonald's service. So any questions, guys? So someone is export and we try to consume them. So invoke the access token, and then actually this is one column. With the help of access token, try to do the service. Then this is a snippet we had. So Postman we tried off. So let's see for the SOAP if a UI is necessary, we will install them and then do it. I think we're good here. So we were able to consume a service and from a consumer service from a Postman and a different system also. So what is the next thing is I think we are exposed to service also. Okay. I think via batch class also we invoke the service, right? Via batch class we try to consume a service. This is done. So now via batch class you are trying to consume this. This we have to do yet. So the next class will do this stuff. So what do you mean by this? Say this? So yes, I got the data. I wanted to. So let's say. So this is a different R. We try to hit the endpoint and we're checking it, right? So what is the result I'm getting? So based on the results, I wanted to do some activity. Okay? Based on the results, I want to do some activity. Maybe I'm trying to insert a new records in this R. So whatever the data which I'm getting, I wanted to insert this in R. Maybe I'm running a batch. So I would write a batch class here. So that is hitting to this endpoint and getting the data from the McDonald's and then trying to insert here. So we'll do this tomorrow. So this is something that part of the syllabus which we talked. So far we're all talking about synchronous integration. You try to hit it and you get the results instantly. You try to update them. Now tomorrow, already we have been used the async operations, but we try to consume them, right? So click on a button. You try to get the data using zip code API. So that is actually we consume some third party. And again, we written a batch also to pull all the records and then update one of the record one by one. So that also done. Now the service which is exposed, the other guys like we are end users, we are trying to consume them, and so that has to go with a batch process or an asynchronous process. So I think this is next class we'll do it of. So otherwise, so after this we gonna hit it too. So I think so far we are using get service only. We need to have one post service. So then we'll go to a test class. What we want to do is what is this post method? We didn't have any methods, right? So what to do is we try to expose a service with post. So far we expose only with the get. We expose with post, and someone has to consume our post method. That means they are trying to hit our and they're sending few parameters to us. So based on that, we're gonna create a record, right? So using this third parties are creating or basically they are sending the request to create a record in Salesforce. Fine. So expose post service. Any questions here? So Murthy, comment any questions here?
No, good.
So okay, tomorrow we'll try to see get and post. If you do the other thing is like you want to delete, so you pass delete. You want to put, you are trying to update the record. So those are pretty simple. So we are trying to read, we are trying to create. So those two are very important service. So that way, so we're gonna use tomorrow here. What we didn't use that we're gonna use it here. So JSON, you would not be sending a simple thing. Now you would be sending a JSON as a request. You'll be sending JSON as a request. So you'll be receiving JSON as a response. Okay. So JSON request is something that so I would send a JSON to create a record in Salesforce. Maybe I'm just wanted to create a service for a contact or an account, anything is fine. So we do this request and response you get is whether the record is created successfully or not. So you get success message. So we'll do this tomorrow and see it out how it works. Fine guys. Suppose this we do it. So then we are good with the integrations overall. And what about the class so far we written? So we have to write a test classes for them. So the next important topic is test class for, so from a basic to integration till now what we did. So if I write this test class here, I think we are very pretty much good. So this we take one day for this. And this may take half a day, or even this can take a day, because we're gonna write a wrapper class to post the request. We're gonna send a wrapper class for response. So all this could happen. So maybe if we get a time, so I'll kickstart with the basic of test class, and then one more day we can take right for an advanced class, because we are written asynchronous jobs, we written triggers, we written what do you say, integrations, integration expose consume. So for all of this, we require test classes. How do we use them, and how do we understand them? It's very important. So this is actually a big topic now we have, and post that only we can jump onto the other set of things, like say or LWC type of development. Okay, so we all see you tomorrow, guys. So any questions, please text me or into the group, so we'll respond back. So I'll upload this video, and also to this file. The moment I close the session, I'll upload this notes to the drive. Can you do one
Okay.
thing? So can you both of you, can you type me in the chat window for the email ID, Gmail, so that I can share that notes to you?
Sure.
Yeah. So we have just 1 minute 30 seconds. So send your email IDs here. Okay, Kumar. So I'm gonna copy them. So I've already have your email ID. So for this quick references, I'm just testing down. Okay. So anyways, I think the class is gonna end now. So thank you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I typed my email ID also.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got
Yeah.
it.
I've
Yeah.
already taken. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.